Hello friends, today I will start with a new topic, dissolution of partnership firm. In my previous lectures, I completed the topic admission, retirement and death of a partner. In this topic, we are going to learn how dissolution of firm takes place. In dissolution, the business activities comes to an end and the firm is closed. Therefore, we need to settle the accounts of partners and we have to follow certain procedure to close the books of the firm. The normal procedure of dissolution is first we have to sell the assets of the firm except cash and bank, which is known as realization of asset. Once the assets are sold, we have to pay the outside liabilities and thereafter whatever amount is left, that is given to the partners. Let us discuss this process in detail. First, I will explain the meaning and reasons of dissolution. Then I will explain the process of dissolution and the types of dissolution. So let us continue. The points that I am going to cover in this lecture is introduction. Then I am going to explain the process of dissolution. And then I'm going to explain the types of dissolution. Now in introduction, first let us see what is the meaning of dissolution. Now we all are aware that dissolution means closure. So dissolution of firm means closure of partnership firm. So here we are given that dissolution means to wind up or to close down. And dissolution of firm means complete closure of partnership business and the relation between all the partners comes to an end. And now we have to see that why the dissolution takes place. So let us see the reasons of dissolution. So these are the reasons. First is voluntary decision by all the partners. Now here all the partners, they are taking a decision because the business may be suffering loss or there may be any other reason. And because of that, they do not want to continue with the business and they want to close the business. So they are taking a decision to close the firm. Second reason is when the duration of partnership expires. Now we are having two types of partnership. One is a general partnership and second is a specific partnership. So in specific partnership, the period is fixed. That suppose they have formed this partnership for 5 years. So once that particular duration is over, then the partners are going to close the business. So that is when the duration of the partnership expires, the business comes to an end and we have to settle the accounts. The third reason is when it is formed for a specific venture and the venture is over. Same as second, as I told you, in case of specific partnership, they have formed the partnership for specific venture, say for example, for construction of bridge. And when the construction of that particular bridge is over, the partnership comes to an end. So these are the reasons. Second and third, they are applicable to specific partnership. And the first one is applicable to general partnership. Now the fourth one is insolvency of all partners, all except one partner. So when one of the partner becomes insolvent or more than one partner becomes insolvent or when all partners becomes insolvent, again the business is to be closed. So that is another reason for closing the partnership business. Then partnership at will can be dissolved by serving 14 days notice. So that is in case of general partnership, as I told you, that one of the partner is not willing to continue as a partner and that partner is serving notice of 14 days. And after serving the notice of 14 days, the business is to be closed. Okay. And then by the order of the court, suppose some dispute is going on in the court and the court is giving order that the business is to be closed, the firm is to be closed. In that case, again, the partnership firm is closed. So these are the reasons, okay, for closure of the business. Now we'll see next process of dissolution. Okay. Now what is the process of dissolution that we'll see? The process of dissolution involves opening of following accounts. One is the realization account, partners capital account. Then we are having partners current account in case of fixed capital method, cash and bank account, and partners loan account if any. So as I told you earlier, we are supposed to open the realization account. Why this realization account is open? In realization account, we are going to transfer all the assets on the date of dissolution and all the liabilities on the date of dissolution. Then we are going to sell these assets. So we are going to record that sale of assets. Then we are going to make the payment to the outsiders, so that we are going to record that particular payments in the realization account. And after that, we are going to close the realization account. So whatever profit or loss is there on realization, we are going to distribute between the partners. So in our process, first we are going to open the realization account. Then we are going to open partners capital account. So partners capital account are the personal accounts. In this, we are recording the entries related to partner. Whenever we'll pass entries on the credit side, the balance of the partners will increase. And whenever we'll pass entry on the debit side, the balance of the partners will come down. Then we are going to open partners current account in case of fixed capital method. So suppose in the balance sheet, we are given the balance of capital account as well as current account. Then we need to open capital account as well as current account. Okay, so I am going to explain it in detail in the process. Now, cash or bank account that we are going to open, because when the realization will take place, we are going to receive the cash. Then when the liabilities are paid, we are going to make the payments. Then we have to make the payment to the partners at the end. So we require cash and bank account. Partners loan account. If partners loan is there in the balance sheet, this is not the loan of the outside, it is the loan of the partner. If the partner's loan is there in the balance sheet, then we are supposed to open separate account for partner's loan, because partner is a not outsider. And that is why his the balance to his loan account, we are not transferring to realization account, but we will transfer separately. So first understand what we are going to do. In the process of dissolution, we are going to open realization account. We are going to open capital account. We may open current account. We are opening cash or bank account, and we may open partner's loan account if it is there. Okay. Now let us understand one by one. Now realization account. As I told you, realization account is a nominal account. Realization account, as the name suggests, it is open for sale of assets, payment of liabilities, and then we will see what is the profit or loss on the realization. So in the realization account on debit side, first what we are doing, we are transferring all the sundry assets which are there in the balance sheet except cash and bank on the debit side at book value. At the same time, we are transferring all the sundry liabilities which are appearing in the balance sheet, which is given to us at book value. So all the assets and all the liabilities are first transferred to realization account. Then we'll proceed. We'll proceed to sell the assets. So whenever we will sell the assets for cash, we will pass entry on the credit side of realization account by cash and bank account. Whenever any partner takes over the asset, okay, then we are going to pass entry on the credit side by partner's capital or current account, assets taken over by the partner. Now, once these assets are sold, we will now make the payment of liabilities. So while making the payment of liabilities, first we have to take care that we are paying dissolution expense, which is also known as the realization expense. So on the debit side of realization account, we are going to pass entry to cash and bank. So payment of dissolution expense. Same way we are going to pay the external liabilities. Now for this payment of external liabilities, we are given adjustments, and as per the adjustment, we are going to make the payment to the external liabilities. And if suppose any liability is taken over by the partners, then on the debit side of realization account, we will write to partners capital or current account. That is realization account we are going to debit, and partners capital or current account we are going to credit. So once this particular process of realization is over, now we'll balance this account. If the credit side is heavy, the difference on the debit side is realization profit, which we are going to distribute to the partners in the profit sharing ratio. If the debit side is heavy, the difference will appear on the credit side, which is a realization loss, and that we are going to distribute among the partners in the profit sharing ratio. So this is all about the realization account. Now let us see the next account, partners capital account. Here, suppose we are having two partners, we will have the column for partner A and partner B. If we are having three partners, we'll have three columns, partner A, partner B, and partner C. So according to the need, we are preparing the columns in this account. And then what is the content of the partners capital account? On the credit side, whenever you will pass the entry, the balance of the partner will go on increasing. And on the debit side, whenever you will pass the entry, the balance of the partner is going to reduce. And at the end of partners capital account, we are not balancing, we are not saying buy balance carried down or two balance carried down. Because we are closing the business, it ends always with the two cash or bank or by cash or bank. So now let us read the entries. On the credit side, first we are having opening balance, that is the credit balance, by balance brought down. Then in the balance sheet, any general reserve or reserve fund or profit and loss account on the liability side given to us, then it is accumulated profit, which we have to distribute between the partners. So it will appear on the credit side of partners capital account in the profit sharing ratio. Then we have prepared the realization account. So any profit on realization, we are going to transfer to realization account, to partners capital account on the credit side. Same way, if we are told that the liabilities are taken over by partners, so whenever a partner takes over the liability, his balance, we have to increase. So on the credit side, again, partners capital account, we are passing the entry by realization account. Then we'll move to the debit side. If in the balance sheet, any of the partner is having a debit balance, that is the balance appears on the asset side, then it is a debit balance, which is shown on the debit side of a partner's capital account. Then in the balance sheet on the asset side, if the balance of profit and loss account is appearing, it means it is an accumulated loss, and that accumulated loss should be distributed to the partners in the profit sharing ratio, just like a journal reserve. This is accumulated profit, so here it is accumulated loss. Same way, if suppose we prepare the realization account in which we got a realization loss, then it should be distributed between the partners, and partners capital accounts are debited. So realization account is credited here to realization account. Okay. Same way, when the partners take over any assets, then we have to debit the partners. So we'll write on the debit side to realization account, assets taken over by the partners, whatever is the amount which is given. So accordingly, we are going to write. At the end, we will close this account. If the difference is on the debit side, then we'll transfer to cash or bank account. So that particular amount is paid to the partner as ultimate settlement. And if the difference is on the debit side, difference is on the credit side, it means there is a deficit and we are asking the partner to bring that particular cash. So the partner will make the payment to the firm. Okay. And here the firm is making payment to the partner. So partners capital account is nothing but a personal account of the partners. Okay. So now let us see the next account, partners current account. Now, as I told you that in all the problems, you need not open current account. So here some note is given. When fixed capital method is given in the problem, both partners capital account and current account are open. The opening debit or credit balance of partners capital account given in the balance sheet is transferred to partners capital account as usual. And the opening debit or credit balance of partners current account given in the balance sheet is transferred to partners current account. So now we have two accounts. One is partners capital account and one is partners current account. So capital account balance we are going to transfer to the partners capital, and current account balance we are going to transfer to the partners current account. And all the transactions such as accumulated profit, accumulated loss, realization profit, realization loss, assets taken over, liabilities taken over, all previously we used to transfer to partners capital account. Now we have to transfer to partners current account, not to the partners capital account. This is the important point that you have to remember. And then at the end, partners' current accounts are closed and the difference we have to transfer to the capital account. Now, here, whenever we are closing the capital and current account, first we have to close the current account and the difference we have to transfer to the capital account. We will see this in the format. So let us see the format. This is the partners' current accounts format. As I told you, when the entries pass on the credit side, the balance will go on increasing. When the entries pass on the debit side, the balance goes on decreasing. The entries are same as we saw in partners capital account. This is the opening balance. This is the accumulated profit, which is credited to the partners. Realization profit is credited to the partner. Liabilities taken over by the partner is credited. Then opening balance is on the debit side. Accumulated loss, which is debited to the partner's current account. Realization loss is debited. Asset taken over is debited. And now at the end, instead of to cash and bank, we will transfer this difference on debit side. Then it is transferred to capital account. So where we will transfer? We will transfer to the credit side of capital account. And if the difference is on the credit side, then we are going to transfer to the capital account on the debit side. So again, I'll tell you that when you are closing the current account and capital account, first you have to close the current account. The difference you have to transfer to the capital account. Then you have to close the capital account, and the whenever you are closing the capital account at the end, you have to transfer the difference to cash or bank account. So that's the difference. Okay. Now let us see partners loan account. I have given partners loan if any. So if in a sum in a balance sheet, partners loan is given on the liability side. There are two types of loan, outsiders loan and partners loan. If it is outsiders loan, then you have to transfer to the realization account, just like the other liabilities like creditors, bills payable, outstanding expense. But if it is a partners loan, then partners loan, we are not going to transfer to realization account. We are going to open separate account. So on the credit side, we will show the opening balance. And while making the payments, we will remember that first we have to pay the outside liabilities, then we have to pay to the partners loan. So once the outside liabilities are paid, like dissolution expense and outside liability, then we have to make the payment to partner. So we are making the payment to partner. Either we are paying in cash or by check, or we may transfer to the capital account of that particular partner. Okay, so that is the payment of loan. Okay, so this is the account that we are opening in case there is a partner's loan given to us. Now we are having cash and bank account. As I told you, except cash and bank, all other assets we are going to realize, because cash is already hard cash, or there may be a balance in the bank. So in the balance sheet, we are given the balance on the asset side. So we show the opening balance on the debit side. Then whenever we will sell the assets, or whenever we are going to receive the cash, then we will write on the debit side to realization account, sale of assets, or to partners capital account, receipt of cash. Okay. And on the payment side, we are going to make the dissolution payment. So, and we are going to make the outside liabilities. Okay. So whenever we are paying dissolution expense, whenever we are paying the outside liabilities, then we'll pass enter the credit side. And ultimately, if any cash is left out, we will make the payment to the partners as per the amount which is given in the partner's capital account. Okay, so cash and bank account, it is a real account. On the debit side, we are going to receive the cash, and on the payment side, we are going to make the payments. And at the end, this cash and bank account should tally. Okay, so this is the process of solving the sum, as I told you. Now we'll see the types of dissolution. Now see, we are having different types of dissolutions. So we are having three types of dissolutions that we'll see. Simple dissolution. First, what is a simple dissolution? In this type of dissolution, all partners, they mutually agree to close the firm on account of any reason. So whatever the process I explained now, that is for a simple dissolution only. Then we are having a second type of dissolution, Dissolution under insolvency of partner. Now, as I told you that one or two or all partners, one or two partner, they are becoming insolvent. Then we have to follow this procedure. In this type of dissolution, one or more partners become insolvent and are not able to clear their obligation in full or part. Okay. So in this, all partners are not becoming insolvent, but one or more partners, they are becoming insolvent and they are not able to pay in full or in part. And that is why we have to follow this procedure. So in such case, we have to find out the capital deficiency of insolvent partner. What is the capital deficiency that we'll see? So in such case, the capital deficiency of insolvent partner is shared by the solvent partners in profit sharing ratio. And what is the capital deficiency? It is the debit balance which remains unpaid by insolvent partner. And how we have to calculate? So we have to see the debit balance of that particular insolvent partner minus the credit balance. So we'll get a net debit balance. Now, if any cash is brought by that particular partner, then we'll see. And ultimately, whatever amount is not paid by the insolvent partner, it is known as a capital deficiency. So we are going to see problems on simple dissolution. We are going to see problems on dissolution under insolvency of partner. And we are going to see the third type of dissolution when all partners are insolvent. So here the procedure is little bit different for solving the problem. So in this type of dissolution, all partners are declared as insolvent and the dissolution process is different as compared to simple dissolution because we are not able to make payment to outside liabilities in full. And that is why we have to follow some different type of procedure. So these are the three types of dissolution. Okay. So we are going to solve problem on this three type of dissolution and how to prepare the ledger account. At the same time, how to pass the journal entries that we have to see in these three types. Okay. So thanks for watching. Like, share and subscribe.